CEO of ATscale, the global partnership for assistive technology. I'm a young man in a suit with a gray beard. And thanks to Irene and the whole Enable team really for hosting us and for organizing this amazing event every year. We look really forward to the next one as well. So, who here uses assistive technology? Raise your hand. Really? Not more? Okay, that's a bit surprising. I was expecting a lot more hands. Usually, actually, especially since most of you must know what assistive technology is. I don't want to say it, but I'll say it anyways. Eyeglasses, hearing aids, wheelchairs, prosthetics, digital devices like smartphones. Why I ask people to raise their hand is often people don't realize that they actually use assistive technology in their everyday life. And the point is, assistive technology is about everyone throughout the life course. A child that is born should be screened for hearing loss, for example. And for some, a hearing aid may be a life-changing assistive technology. A 3-year-old child that might have cognitive impairments needs assistive technology to be able to play and interact and make use of those critical formative years. School-aged children may need AT to enable them to successfully attend school, to reach school for some of them, or to simply see the blackboard or hear the teacher. AT is a key enabler for employment as well. And as we get a little bit older, as I am starting to myself, we may need other forms of AT. I need now reading glasses to see my notes. And as we get even older, we may need yet other forms of assistive technology. So you get my point. It really is about everyone, and it is in everyone's interest that the provision of assistive technology to whoever needs it is there. Today, we estimate that there's 2.5 billion people who need one form of AT or another. And that number is fast growing. Now, what's really shocking, and this is where ATscale is trying to make a difference, is the stark inequity in access to assistive technology. In high-income countries, 90% of those who need it have access. In low-income, 10%, barely, right? And that is just shocking and unacceptable. So we're trying to figure out and solve why so many people are left behind. One of the reasons is, and actually we're talking about some of this here in this conference, technology. The actual products that may not be adapted to the settings in some countries here. While we see the potential for digital assistive technology, it also comes with sometimes higher costs, more sophistication, or the need for even greater bandwidth, which makes it even less accessible, right? So we need to always make sure that the technology, the product, the assistive devices are adapted. There are then also market failures, right, where supply is not meeting the demand. Despite having a lot of really great products available worldwide, they're not reaching those who need it, right? Because in many cases, people aren't even aware that they have such devices that could be available, that they have a right to have them. There is stigma also associated to it. Governments themselves are not stepping up and doing what they've committed to do by signing the Convention for the Rights of Persons with Disabilities, for example. Right? They're not including AT in their health insurance to the extent that it's needed, or to the social benefit package, and so on. And organizations across the world that care about development are also not prioritizing assistive technology as they should across all sectors. And in fact, as we're seeing in some parts of the world, we're actually backsliding on that front. So we need to double down, and it's been done before. This is the good news, right? We have in the past overcome such challenges of access. If we come together, focus, build a coalition of stakeholders and partners that are single-mindedly pursuing this ambitious goal. And by doing that, it's possible. And taking a holistic approach where we're both looking at the market, right, and investing more in incentivizing manufacturing that is adapted, that is affordable, that is of high quality, and that is made as close to possible to the users. And on the other hand, on the demand side, investing in building more capacity and competence and understanding for assistive technology. And that begins with the community, it begins with parents, it begins with organizations of persons with disabilities, being able to fight and demand for assistive technology, right? Because AT is a right? It is a right. But it is also, and it's really important in today's world to emphasize this, a smart investment to make, right? There is a 9-to-1 return on investment. Thanks to AT, you can have better education outcomes, you can have more employment opportunities, longer productivity. And so it makes sense for countries to invest in assistive technology. And I guess that's one of my key messages that I wanted to put out there today. And we're going to have a session this afternoon at 2:30, a round table, bringing together many of these different stakeholders to think more about how we overcome some of these barriers. Now let me just finish with another question. Let's see if you've been paying attention to what's going on. What day are we today? Can anybody tell me? Okay, somebody's been paying attention. Who said that? The hand back there. Great. Come and see us at our booth. You'll get a prize. Today is the second World AT Day, the World Day for Assistive Technology. It's the second time that we're celebrating that. And for those who were not aware, now you are. We launched it last year as part of Unlock the Everyday, a campaign that we launched together with over 40 different partners and organizations that are working in this space to really raise more visibility around assistive technology. It's an opportunity to, drive more political will, to celebrate achievements that have been made, and to really just raise the awareness of the general public about assistive technology. And this year's theme is Me and My AT. And so please come and visit the booth. We have a frame, and you can take a picture with your AT in the frame and then post it on social media, spread it, share the word. We really want to build this into a major movement. I think there are dozens of countries this year that are actually hosting events around assistive technology to celebrate this day, and we hope that that will continue to grow and grow. So with that, thanks again, Irene and Abel and everyone here. It's such a pleasure to see so many familiar and friendly faces, and looking forward to what remains of this conference and to next year as well, and to everything that we need to do together. Thank you.